Good morning. Hello, everybody. I came here today to give you all a report. As you know, the group that I am part of, For Our Rights, For Our Rights has filed a lawsuit against the state of Hawaii. Well, we had our hearing on the 17th, and as expected, we figured the state level would side for Governor Ige. But I'm gonna share with you a little bit about the report. Basically, this is what happened. Our lawyer, and I'll read it so I make sure I get the right information to you. Our lawyer, Ms. Jody Broadus of Attorneys for Freedom, did a good job arguing the issue against the state attorney, Nicholas McLean. Judge Kathleen Watanabe, who was appointed by Governor Ige, so you can see the bias in that already, conducted an impartial hearing, giving both our attorney as well as McLean ample opportunity to make their respective cases. Watanabe also asked good questions of each attorney with respect to the interpretation of the relevant law as well as the relevant cases that have had recent decisions. Essentially, our attorney Jody argued that the law is clear on its face and there is no room for subjective interpretation. And that is fact. The Hawaii Revised Statute 127A14 states, a state of emergency and a local state of emergency shall terminate automatically 60 days after the issuance of a proclamation of a state of emergency or local state of emergency, respectively, or by a separate proclamation of the governor or mayor, whichever occurs first. So in other words, in no way the state of Hawaii can correctly say that this one sentence provision allows Governor Ige the authority to extend the emergency proclamation for COVID-19 beyond the 60 days by supplemental proclamation or otherwise. Further, there are no statutes that exist that specifically provide for unilateral extension and continuance of such emergency orders by the initial proclamation date of March 4th. We count 60 calendar days forward, and thus the emergency proclamation actually automatically terminated May 3rd, 2020. And because of this automatic termination on May 3rd, our attorneys argued that all the supplemental proclamations issued by Governor Ige up to the current date are null and void. Again, nowhere in the law or the legislative intent behind the Hawaii Revised Statute is there any authority given to the governor or the executive branch to make a new law and extend emergency proclamations indefinitely. In actuality, it's up to the state by the legislative body, experts, and as doctors and epidemiologists, as well as we the people. It's really that simple. However, Judge Watanabe did issue her decision, and she ruled in favor of Ige and the state. Here is her ruling in full, and it is brief. When we appeal to the Court of Appeals, we will prove that her interpretation of the law, as well as the state, is unfounded and erroneous. So, don't worry, we expected much of this, especially being that Judge Watanabe was appointed by Governor Ige. You already know this is how politics work. However, we will appeal, and we are going to fight it, and we expected it. There is a filing in federal court already. We're going to do this on a federal level, and we're going to appeal this decision. This is Judge Watanabe's decision, which is vague and not even thorough, no explanation. You listen to it. Good afternoon. I am writing to inform you that based on the applicable standards, written pleadings, authorities cited, and arguments made in court, the court is granting defendant's motion to dismiss plaintiff's First Amendment complaint with prejudice. The court agrees with and hereby incorporates the arguments presented by the defendant, specifically HRS 127A, as properly interpreted, does not support plaintiff's claim. The language, purpose, history of the HRS 127 all demonstrates that the governor is empowered to issue supplementary emergency proclamations extending beyond a 60-day period. Further, plaintiff's claim in regards to the vagueness of prior proclamations which are no longer in effect is deemed moot and is dismissed with prejudice. Attorney McLean is to prepare and submit within 2 weeks. Okay. Thank you, Renee Ardet, Law Clerk, Honorable Kathleen Watanabe. And so, obviously, you can see it's a very brief decision, and Judge Watanabe did not elaborate at all on exactly where in the law HRS 127A, Governor Ige is empowered to issue supplementary emergency proclamations extending beyond the statutory 60-day period. Nor did she identify the location of the legislative history which allows Governor Ige the authority to issue supplemental proclamations going beyond the 60-day period set forth in HRS 127A-14. We do feel confident that the higher court would take a closer look at the facts and law and come up with the correct decision in our favor. We have some breathing room now to prepare our appeal brief. We will share it when ready. Mahalo for your support. So, I read that verbatim, so I get that. I give you guys the correct information. So we appreciate everybody's support. As you know, these law proceedings cost money, and a lot of us are paying out of pocket to fight this case. And like I said, we expected much. We were prepared for it, and we are appealing it, and we're very, very confident that we will win. This is just a little battle. We will win this war. We will win this war, people. So with that said, you can go to our website, www.forOurRights.com, and help donate to our cause to cover attorney's fees and costs. Like I said, a lot of this is coming out of our own personal pockets, so we look to our people for donations and to keep fighting this fight. Also, what you can do is we have these COVID Fact Not Fear pamphlets that we are passing out right now, and to help with our attorney's fees and costs and things of that nature, you can go to our website and get these informational pass out cards. So we're in this fight together, right? We are all in this together, all us woke ones, and people need to get educated. You know how powerful the state is, doing all their billboards and putting these infomercials and continuously pumping fear into our community by telling them to wear a mask. And these cards explain, in fact, why the masks don't work. Asymptomatic people cannot pass the virus. The PCR tests are faulty. The emergency proclamation is illegal. It really is, but we just got to go through the judicial process, and all the answers is here, even with websites you can go to by factual scientific information to back up everything we say. I truly believe the fact that a lot of people are so indoctrinated that they don't really understand, because majority of the people are tuned into their TVs and their radio stations and listening to all this fear mongering by the state, and we need to do our part, right? We already know the media is biased. We already know the media is owned. They will not give you any factual information at all. They are being paid to lie to you. Literally, I'm serious. They're being paid to lie to you. So we need to help. If you want these pass along cards, I believe you go to our website and you can order these cards. I believe it's like 100 for 20, 250 for 30. Go to our website, get these cards, pass them out to people. We need everybody's help. We're in this fight together. So that's the front. This is the back. It's waterproof, and that's the message I wanted to share with you all today. And the other thing too is, yesterday we went to do our protest at the Fairmont, and it was very, very heated. And I saw a message today by our prophet, Russell M. Nelson, and it really touched me. And I want to issue the same challenge that he challenged today, to spend 7 days finding something you're grateful for, and use your social media to post one thing that you're grateful for 7 days. And when you post your gratitude, put a hashtag hashtag give thanks on each post, at least one every day for 7 days. And there's a promise that if we do so, see if our attitudes won't change about what's happening. Like, I know it's difficult, to find some type of thanks and gratitude in this divided time where the world is so divided in what's happening. There is the adversary has just dug his roots deeply into God's world, period. And we as God's children need to shed light on everyone. And yes, I've been adamant, and yes, I get heated at times, and yes, you know, my human nature comes out, but I think that if we can take a better direction in finding some way to give gratitude, like right now, I can give thanks. What I can give thankful for, I give thankful for the fact that due to what's happening, I've learned so much about my judicial process. I learned so much about America. I learned the truth about politics and how filthy and dirty and corrupt it can be. And hang on. And I also give thanks that I have the breath of life in me. I'm living. I get to enjoy my precious granddaughter and all my grandchildren. And I, as educated in what's going on in the world today, I get to teach them the truth. I get to teach them the truth because I learned about America. I learned about politics. I learned about what's happening, and I know what is factual. So I won't be teaching my kids lie. I teach them not to listen to the false narratives that's going on in the radios, in TV. And it bothers me, you know. It saddens me when I see commercials of people dancing hula with a face mask on. Like, and then they're trying to say that that's spreading aloha. Like, come on, guys, give me a break. That is wrong. That is erroneous on every level, and that's instilling fear. So I'm grateful that I am educated enough and that I have critical thinking to research for myself. That's my gratitude. What are you doing? And I get to enjoy all her monkey faces, and I get to get precious kisses from my little granddaughter, and I get to fight for her freedom. I get to fight for the freedom of my future generations. So again, guys, again, thank you guys for all your support, and thank you for coming out for the protests. Today we have another rally at Ka'ahumanu Mall on Maui, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. to support the Stop Stealing the Election campaign. And I'm grateful that I'm healthy enough to attend and participate as a patriot and fight for my country. With that said, guys, remember www.forOurRights.com. And also, if you willing, if you can, go to www.childrenslives.net and help support my organization, Children's Lives Matter, dedicated to helping victims of human trafficking by rescuing, rehabilitating those who have been harmed. And if you do that, we'll be very, very appreciative. Nobody told you they love you. I love you. Have a blessed day. Bye.